Everybody, this is Mackie with the Hidden Threads podcast, and I have my sidekick Victoria here. She always starts out with a dance. Are you always that happy, Victoria?
Gotta start it out right.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
All right. You're always that happy, huh? I've seen you not happy before.
It's rare, but it does happen.
Nah, it don't last long if she is. It doesn't last long. But okay, today we got a crazy topic, Victoria.
Oh yeah,
lawyers.
Fun times.
All right. Now, I may lose some friends over this one. Some lawyer friends I got, but most of the ones I know that I would call friend agree with me on all these.
Yes.
But we'll get into this a little bit now. But so, Victoria, when you first started working for me, we did what we called a lunch and learn, where we bought lunch for a law firm, met them, gave them a little presentation for capabilities, had some sandwiches. Yes. Tell me about your first experience. Don't say the name of the person.
No, I won't say any names. Yeah, so we went to this lunch and learn, and the main lawyer had a what kind of shirt would you say? Like a button down?
Yeah, like a white button down shirt.
Yeah, there was literally buttons, like 3 or 4 buttons. It it wrinkled up. He looked like he got out of bed and had sat down in his seat.
Right. He may have. Now there were 2 other lawyers there, young professionals that looked. They were great.
They looked nice and were very nice to talk to.
They presented well, nice to talk to. But this guy that owned the place he looked like his shirt had been wadded up in his back pocket. He just pulled it.
I think he was going through something. I really don't know.
I think he just got off of a 4-day drunk and rolled up.
I was going to say, but he was even like acting weird, talking weird. Like it was not.
He would say some weird things, man. So, but yeah, I was giving the presentation about our capabilities. And he would just interrupt and just off the wall things.
So random.
Yeah. So like I was giving a presentation on what we do in custody cases.
Yeah.
He just stopped and was like, "Random, what do you think about this car?" You know,
what's so crazy.
It was weird.
So not there is what it was. He just wasn't there.
Yeah. But he owns a decent sized firm in
a nice one.
An area. We're not going to say where.
Very nice.
Very nice. But yeah, our experience with lawyers, how we work with lawyers though, is clients hire us, and there's a couple of ways we work with them. But the main one, clients hire us to gather evidence. And then that evidence is given to the lawyer for them to present as evidence in whatever kind of case they're in.
Yeah.
Whether it be criminal, divorce, custody, alimony, you name it. And so we have to work with the lawyers and their teams. Mm-hmm. What I've found over the years, the paralegals that work there, they're the blue collar nuts and bolts of those law firms. Yeah. They know what's going on with the cases all the time. You can call them up and they'll give you information. We share information with them. They're very easy to talk to. But number one, getting one of the lawyers on the phone.
Impossible.
It's like, I've got to talk to you for 30 seconds and tell you something.
Right.
Can you pick up the daggum phone or answer an email, please?
Yeah.
A lot of them are very difficult in that regard in communication. Mm-hmm. And clients I have that have paid them, we charge a lot. Lawyers charge about triple what we charge.
Yes.
Over time, right?
Yes.
And if they're paying you that much money, at least you have the respect to say yes or no.
I've heard so many of our clients say, I'm having a hard time getting a hold of my lawyer, this, that, and the other. Golly.
I mean, I don't expect somebody to be, 24/7 on the phone with somebody, but just a couple yes or no answers is all we're looking for.
Right.
And when we do get them on the phone, they can be, we're on their team. We're not the opposition. We're working for them and their client, right? And they're very harsh with us on the phone. They're not easy to talk to.
Yeah.
And I'll give you some reasons why I think that is. I've had other lawyers explain it to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the paralegals, they're the nuts and bolts behind in the law firm. They're what keeps that law firm running. Mm-hmm. And the lawyers are there for their license. Mm-hmm. That's harsh to say, right?
I feel like it's so true.
They have legal knowledge, obviously, but their license is what allows them to file things and represent people in court.
Yeah.
We've got about 4 to 5 lawyers in the state of Alabama that I would regard as friends. Mm-hmm. Like I could call them up today and talk about news and just current events, go have lunch together, those kind of things.
Yeah.
They've explained to me that lawyers, a lot of them, they go to college for 4 years to get their bachelor's degree, and they roll right into 3 years of law school. Mm-hmm. And they're high achievers in the academic world, but they're not very social. While they're in college, they didn't get out and hang out with their buddies very much.
Yeah.
They studied and they didn't learn the social skills necessary at a young age. Mm-hmm. And they have a hard time communicating with people, and they don't like communicating with people, so they just don't do it.
Yeah.
So you pay them $20,000 and you don't hear from them again. Is that good business, Victoria?
No, it's horrible business. But I mean, it does make sense if you really are isolated and don't talk to people for a long time.
Doctors can be that way too.
Yeah.
You know, they're very, highly intelligent when it comes to the human body.
Yes.
But very socially awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen them be socially awkward in court before too, where it's like what they're present. I know what they're trying to present, but it comes out completely weird because they don't practice standing up in front of people and getting a thought across. Does that make sense to you?
No, it makes 100% sense.
And I don't know. And we have some of them that think they're a little better than us. You know, they think that I am a knuckle dragger, but you know, they think that we're just idiots because we're investigators. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either.
There's some investigators that do give us a bad rap.
Yeah.
But we try to present things clearly, concisely, and we're very honest with the lawyer. Hey, like, we haven't found anything, you know, and we'll just tell them this is not happening, what they're alleging. And it's not turned into facts. And they appreciate that.
Right.
Now, our clients don't sometimes.
True.
That's a whole other podcast, but a whole other episode. But we, and these people that I know, these lawyers I know that are very friendly and have social skills are very successful lawyers too. Because they know how to sell their services. Number one, you got to be able to sell it.
Yeah.
And then when they work for their clients, they actually are personable and have empathy, right?
Yes.
And they're like, yeah, we're people too. You know, they show that, and they're very successful. There are some successful lawyers that are not very empathetic. There's one in particular I have in mind right now, and they call him Darth Vader. He acts like Darth Vader. So I've been on the opposing side with this guy before.
Yeah.
And he's a very good lawyer. And he was mean to me.
Yeah.
I say mean to me.
Yeah.
He was very direct when I was on the witness stand. That's fine. I don't care. He's doing his job. But I've worked for him, for his clients before, and he treated me the same way.
Okay.
I'm like, dude. I'm like, I'm on your side right now. Why are you being so mean? You know what I mean? So,
at least he's consistently the same way.
he's just a butthole. Yeah, that's all it is. So, but
that's funny.
We can just say that, right? He's just a butthole in general. Now I know his daughter, and she is very nice. Like, she is consistently sociable. Yeah. So I don't know. She's a lawyer too, but it's interesting dynamic there. He's getting ready to retire though, so I don't know. Maybe he is retiring. Who knows if he's going to or not?
Right.
He may die in the courtroom.
I hope not.
Of old age, we don't want him to die of anything bad, right? So,
yeah.
But anyway, that's some interesting dynamics, and then we have them that are just weird. We actually worked a case where a woman was divorcing a lawyer. She hired us to go watch him. This guy was on OnlyFans with another woman. She would put him in a big crib, dress him up as a baby, give him a pacifier, feed him a bottle, spank his bottom.
Are you being for real?
For real. I just want to keep your face on the camera, Victoria. So that was real, by the way.
That is so nasty.
What a weirdo. Anyways, that was an extreme case. Anyways.
And he was a lawyer?
He's a lawyer.
Oh!
He still is a lawyer. But anyways, yeah, we get some weirdos in there. It's like any profession, though. There's some extremes out there.
That's like extreme, yeah.
Right. And then what we ask for, all we're asking for from lawyers, if we're working for their client, is for them to communicate with us occasionally.
Yeah.
I send a question through email. It can be a legal question, like, "Hey, can we do this?"
Yeah.
It may be a gray area we want some guidance on. And we get nothing. We get no response whatsoever.
They're just slowing the process down.
Yeah, and we try to call. The paralegals are like, "Hey, I can't answer that legal question, but I'll send it over to the lawyer," and they never get back with us. I don't know why.
You think they'd want to do what's best for their case.
Right.
You know?
We also have it where we have a client, right? Say a client pays us to do something for them. We get started and we get some evidence. And then we refer them to a lawyer, a specific lawyer. And then that lawyer goes and tells them, "Hey, get your money back. None of this is going to count anyways." That happened a few weeks ago, Victoria.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
But
I remember that.
So it's been explained to me by another famous lawyer in the South here that a lot of lawyers that work divorce, adult, let's just call it family law, that work family law do not know how to file evidence. They didn't come up in the criminal side as a young lawyer. They don't know how to file evidence in court.
Okay.
So they're just lazy and won't do it. And they don't want to have to deal with the evidence coming in from a private investigator.
That's just
They
not doing your job at all, but okay.
Right?
Yeah.
They just want to get that case in, get the money, and do whatever the bare minimum is to get it off their desk.
Yeah.
You know, and so they sell against us, is what I call it. And now, once we happen, if that ever happens, if you're a lawyer out there and you sell against me, and after I referred somebody to you, then you're never getting.
For real.
How many leads do we get a week, Victoria?
A whole lot.
Hundreds.
Yes. A crap ton.
And most of them don't have a lawyer yet, and we will not be referring them to you.
Yeah, but, seriously.
We got a few that we feed constantly with referrals,
and our clients really like them too.
Yeah, they work. It works out usually.
Yes.
But yeah, the we do refer to now. Let me go back a little bit. When I first started, I only marketed to lawyers and wanted referrals from law firms. If you read any PI book on how to start a PI firm, that's the first thing they say do. Yeah, in the beginning you will get your name out to law firms.
Yeah.
Okay. But you'll find out very quickly that the lawyers are not loyal to you. They could care less about a PI, private investigator firm. They don't care. They typically will not refer people to you. So I used to do process serving. Remember we used to do that?
Yes.
That was what we call a lead-in or a loss leader. We'd do process service for law firms. It was like $150 here to serve them, and it turned into they turned into be nightmares. But so we quit doing it, and we did that with the hopes that these lawyers would refer clients to us on the bigger cases, and they never would.
No,
you might get one a year, which that doesn't work for me.
Right?
Doesn't keep new shoes on the kids.
No, it doesn't.
So we go direct. We market direct to consumer. I still have some law firms that I keep a relationship with.
Yeah.
But it's not my priority anymore. And when you first started, we were doing a little bit of that.
Heavily.
Did you see a lot of loyalty back to us?
I'm seeing so much just like direct to consumer.
Yeah.
Like calling these law firms, I call 100 a day and never get to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
But you also saw it where we referred customers to these law firms, and they never reciprocated at all.
Yes.
You saw that.
Absolutely.
So that's our experience now. And the next part of this, we're going to get into some lawyer personalities. What to expect from a lawyer if you're a client. All right. We're going to help out the client hiring a lawyer here. Hopefully help out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get what to look for in a lawyer as well. So
love that.
All right. We're going to take a break, and we're going to get back to it in just a second.
Peace.
Yep. Safe online dating. It's a big deal. So maybe you met the person of your dreams on Tinder or one of the other platforms, and you're getting ready to meet up with them in person. Or maybe you've been in a long-distance online relationship with them. You just want to know who they are. Well, we have a tool called TLOXP. It's only available to federal agents, police forces, and private investigators. Hey, that's me. And we can tell you about their bankruptcies, judgments, evictions, divorces, arrest record, important things you need to know before spending any more time with this person. All right, get to know who they are and confront them with it, or just break up with them, whatever your choice is. But you have to call us or fill out the information on the link below. You're going to hear from a real private investigator that's going to go over this data with you, go over the pricing options with you, and get the information you need to be safe online. Don't wait any longer. Click the link or give us a call to get started. The number is 866-910-7499. Again, 866-910-7499, or click the link. Hope to talk to you soon. All right, we're back with part 2 of this thing. Let me get my cameras going here. There's Victoria.
Oh.
You show the one finger down?
Oh.
Still got them, huh? All right. Waiting on them to fall. They didn't fall off of making snowballs this weekend?
When I made my bed this morning, 3 of them popped off.
Oh, my Lord. So we're going to go a little conservative on the fingernails next time, right?
Yes, we are.
Or just none. How about that?
Yeah.
My wife likes getting hers done.
I do too.
She gardens in the summer and the spring. So she don't get them done as much because it messes them up. But she likes getting them done in the wintertime when she's not using her hands as much. But
I do too, but I always regret it like right after I do it. It's so cute. And the next day I'm like, oh.
So we're back with part 2 talking about lawyers.
Yep.
Is it weird that PIs are talking about lawyers, Victoria?
No, because we work with them.
We work with them a lot. We send them a lot of information. This next part, we're going to get into some of their personality types. Okay. And we will talk about what we've seen. Now, this is just our experience, okay? I've seen lawyers who are very aggressive. What I mean by aggressive, they file a lot of stuff on their client's behalf. Mm-hmm. They work hard. Now, some of them file erroneous stuff. Mm-hmm. All right, that has no meaning whatsoever. They just file stuff to clog up the system and slow it down.
Yeah.
But most of them, they want to get their client in, do the proper legal paperwork, get everything filed, and then they want to win. They want now in family law, there's not really a winner,
right?
But there is a favorable outcome. We'll call it that.
Yeah.
Right. And they want to get that for their client. And what you need to know as a client, though, you got to work with them. All right. You got to, when they ask for information, you got to give it to them. Mm-hmm. We've had it where clients would not respond to their lawyers, and the lawyer's like, "Hey, have you heard from such and such?" And we're like, "Yeah, we have. We just talked to her. So here, yes. And we got them in touch." But that case, he was getting ready to withdraw as her attorney because he hadn't heard from her in 45 days.
And she's in my phone texting me. So it's like, message your lawyer back.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I think she finally did.
She did, yeah.
But he was like, I can't represent her if I can't communicate with her. So we got him going there. But
right.
And then there's some that are not as aggressive. They're very tactical in their approach. They say, "Hey, let's file this. Let's take headshots instead of body shots here."
Yeah,
and that's fine too.
Yeah,
but you got to be able to read and look at what they're filing. Okay, a lot of clients, they just hire a lawyer and they don't look at anything the lawyer's doing. Mm-hmm. I recommend you read it, and if you don't understand, ask them. Say, "Hey, what does this mean?" Mm-hmm. Some of the legal stuff can be confusing.
Oh yeah,
especially when they're speaking Latin.
Yeah, I've been in court a couple times in my life, and I've been blown away just by legal terminology.
Hey, internet world, what is a writ of certiorari? Certiorari. Anyways, I've tried to say that a bunch, and lawyers say it, and I'm like, how did you know how to say that as an American? But anyways, and they tell me what it is, and I always think it's funny because I can't say it, but it's some kind of Latin word where it means they filed something. Anyways, how about that?
That's funny.
You need to know what they're doing. You need to read it and see what they're filing, and take your lawyer's advice. If your lawyer tells you not to, if you're in a divorce case and your lawyer says, "Hey, don't go out and get a boyfriend," how about not go in and get a boyfriend?
Yeah, really.
How about wait for a little while?
Yeah.
We've had them where they've ruined the whole case because the other side had a PI and saw them out cheating on their husband. Mm-hmm. If you're still married, it's still cheating. I don't care what it looks like from your eyes, right?
Right.
If they say, don't go out and buy a lot of new stuff, don't go buy a lot of new stuff.
Seriously.
Because if you're still married, you buy cars, real estate, whatever, it's still joint ownership.
It's like, don't move money from this account.
Yeah.
Then you go do it.
Don't empty your bank account out. So how about that?
Yeah.
That happens all the time. But just follow their advice. Most of them have been around a while. They've seen a lot of cases, and they're giving you solid advice about what to do. And we talked about in the first part about the ones that don't communicate with you. Mm-hmm. That's the one. If you have trouble communicating with them in the initial consultation, when you go in, before you pay them, you might have paid them a little consultation fee. Mm-hmm. If you have a hard time communicating with them then, or you don't like them, why hire them?
Seriously.
It happens all the time.
It's like one of our current clients, she went to one lawyer and she was like, I just feel like from the get-go, he didn't even care at all. Mm-hmm. It's like, why would you even
Did
stay?
They hire him?
No, if it was, she did, but then she moved to the other one we referred her to.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, why would you even stay in a place where you don't even feel like this guy cares about what's going on?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that consultation, look at it as a sales pitch for that lawyer. All right. You're getting a little short snapshot of what they're all about, how they communicate, if you like them, before you get into a $20,000 plus agreement with them.
Yeah.
Just know if you like them or not. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, there's a lawyer under every tree. Go to the next one, or
Seriously.
you can talk to us, and we'll tell you who the good ones are, and go from there. But I lost my notes here, Victoria. Hold on.
Find someone that also like works with your personality type.
Yeah, works with your personality type. You're basically working together. Now, the lawyer doesn't necessarily work for you. You work together. That's how we are. I try to tell people that I'm not an employee of you when you pay a retainer. Now I work with you. Mm-hmm. You're paying for our expertise and our time. Now I'm not going to come out and trim your roses for you.
Correct.
And pick up this and that and be your courier.
Yeah.
But we will, we're going to work with you. All right. And that's the same thing when hiring a lawyer. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on lawyers so far, Victoria?
I just think it's a matter of doing that initial consultation and getting the vibe from them and making sure y'all match, because you're going to have to work with them for a long time, regardless of what's going on. Is a year, 2 years, you're going to have to work with them for a long time and see their face a lot and hear their voice on the phone a lot. So you're going to need to like them.
Right. Yep. Like them, all those things. We've had clients that outright did not like their attorney anymore. Like they said, hey, this attorney's not filing anything. There's no action going on.
Yeah.
And they had to leave that attorney. Mm. Now, you'll get with attorneys, I think it's legally binding that, you know, you pay them a retainer, they work against it, right? I think the state law says that if you fire them, basically they have to pay back whatever's remaining on that retainer. You'll get some money back.
Yeah.
That doesn't work in the PI world.
No, we don't do that.
It doesn't work in the PI world. But the law firms will pay you back some. Now, just keep in mind, every email, communication, all that counts against time. Mm-hmm. So you may not get back anything.
Right.
But if it comes down to it, you may have to go out and find another lawyer. And it happens sometimes, right? We've seen it happen. Don't be a difficult client. How about that?
That's a good point, too. We're talking a lot of crap about lawyers, but you can also be a difficult client.
What makes a difficult client, Victoria?
We deal with a lot of them. I would think... Gosh, there's just so much that goes into a bad client. Not listening to professional advice, maybe. Not
listening to professional advice. One thing we run into is we just had a consultation this morning where we said, hey, we only work full cases, by the way. We don't do, hey, go out and grab a few picks. We're going to work a full case, a full thing for 30 days or more, depending on the activity levels, right?
Yeah.
We had a woman, she says, well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do this, that, and the other. I don't think you need to do this and all that. And I'm like, well, how many cases have you worked?
Seriously.
We've worked thousands upon thousands.
Yes.
With a lot of success. So take our advice and let us be the PIs. Mm-hmm. You're hiring us to be private investigators. That's what I would advise you when you're hiring a lawyer. Let them be the lawyer. Don't try to try it yourself.
Right.
Now read the stuff and understand what's going on.
Yes.
Tell them what your goal is, right? What you think a win looks like.
Right.
But don't try to do everything for them. Another one is they cannot communicate with you 24/7 every 5 minutes. Yes. Okay. So I recommend you email them everything. And then if they don't respond, call them, but get it all in writing, email them, say, hey, here's my questions. Here's my concerns. Get it over to them and through emails. That's why you got a written record of it too.
If you call 5 times a day, just spouting random stuff for an hour, like no one can document that. No one can do what they need to do with that. Right.
One of the issues we have is we have a contract that has the scope of work in it. Here's the things we're going to do. And then we get hit 5 times a day by one client saying, hey, I want you to do this now, this, this, and this. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, if you insist, it goes against your time. These other things aren't going to happen, which we can't, we advise because we are professional investigators, is work thousands and thousands of cases.
Right.
But if you want to be the investigator and let us do the work for you, we'll do that too.
It's like if you do what that woman on the consultation this morning, if you did what she would have said, she would have still spent $5,000, but it would have probably have nothing to show for it because she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, the evidence we got would have not have worked.
Right.
Done any good.
No.
Right. It would have been useless. But yeah, that's some advice for a lawyer. So we talked about our experience for lawyers, some of them selling against us. We talked about some extremes, right? Not all extremes, right?
Yes.
We talked about some personality types, and we talked about what to look for in hiring a lawyer. And we got into the how to be a good client a little bit.
Yes.
All right. Any other advice for people, Victoria?
I can see how people can like easily just choose a lawyer because you're in a rush. Like you're like, I have to get this and I just need somebody. But like, take your time.
Right.
And you have time to choose a good person.
Right.
Don't just take anybody. Like this is important.
Right.
Take your time.
Now we're talking mainly about civil cases too. On the criminal side, sometimes you may not get to choose. You get appointed a lawyer. We're not getting into that. It's a whole other topic. But criminal side too, you're going to pay a lot more than a family lawyer. Criminal lawyers, if you're paying out of pocket, are very expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can shop around a little bit if you've done something that somebody's pressing. You got in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, you can shop around for criminal lawyers. They're the same people though. Criminal lawyers typically a little more personable, and they're very good usually in the courtroom. So, but yeah, shop around, read reviews. You can see reviews online.
Yes.
You can ask us who they are. We've
Yeah.
seen them in action plenty of times. But
Yeah.
that's all we got regarding lawyers, Victoria. We're going to move on and go do great things today.
Let's do great things today.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We'll see y'all later.
Peace out, Boy Scouts.
Bye. Boy Scout.